Hi everyone, this is Ev. I hope you're all doing well. Bear with me with the technology. This is a new thing for me, but I just want to start in a couple of minutes, but I welcome all of you. And if I see your name pop up, I will acknowledge. If I don't, it's probably because I'm missing the point as far as where to look. So today we're going to talk about Trump and Biden. This is very exciting for me because I've never done this before, and I want to preface this whole thing, this whole talk about the meaning of astrology. Look, if you don't believe in it, just go and do something better with your time, because I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm here to help those who do believe in astrology. So we have to talk about belief systems as well. If you believe something, for example, if you believe that one candidate, let's choose B for Biden because that comes before T for Trump. So B, I believe, let's say, I believe in Biden. So whatever's presented here, I'm going to look at, well, this is the best person because I believe that. So I will only see what I believe. So whatever data I put out there, you will probably, tack it to this is what I believe and this is who's the best. So what I would like for you to do is just keep an open mind as to what we're doing here. What are we doing here? We're looking at how astrology can view another human being or a situation objectively. So we're going to look at Biden and Trump objectively. We're going to look at their stars and how the stars are placed and my humble opinion of what that means. So I'm going to review the strengths, the weaknesses, and then next week, probably at the same time at 4:30, I'm trying to be consistent, we will look at each chart with the day of election. So we're going to see how each one of them are going to be on that particular day. So let's start with Mr. Joe Biden. The first thing I see on his chart, and this is a picture of his chart, and so there's Joe Biden, and so what the first thing is that he is a Scorpio sun in the 12th house, which means that he has all the traits of a water sign, and water signs are sensitive. They take on the form of the wherever they're at, so they're very adaptable and they go very, very deep. So they're very deep people, and sometimes they're hard to understand. So that's, and they're also, Scorpio is into the unknown, it's into the depths, the underground, could be dark areas. They're very passionate, they're very intense. Scorpios are intense. And I think a lot of times they get a bad rap because, oh, don't mess around with a Scorpio because they'll sting you. And they're also very probing, and they make great detectives, great surgeons. And they want to go to the heart of the matter, to the depths of it. They also may shine in areas where people don't want to go, the uncomfortable zone. The sewer systems, anything like that. So that's basically, they rule psychology as well. So very passionate, and Scorpio is a fixed water. Well, what does that mean? Well, if you were to take a fire hose and take that gushing water and squirt it at a particular point, that point where it's hitting is that fixed water. It's a very forceful point. It's also frozen water. That's fixed. It's not moving. An iceberg, though, is fixed, but it's also moving a little bit because they float, on the water. So that's a basic description of Scorpio. Hey Irene, how you doing? So the other thing I want to talk about with Joe Biden, he also has a lot of other planets in Scorpio as well. And I'm looking down on my notes. He has Venus, Sun, Mercury, and Mars. So he's got all those personal planets in Scorpio. 2 are in the 11th house, which has to do with the community, has to do with organizations and stuff like that. So he spends a lot of time communicating and thinking and also action with organizations and communities. So he's well known for his very deep, passionate, intense involvement in community. Now on the subconscious level, which is the 12th house that most of us don't see in other people, the Sun is conjunct the Venus, which means good-looking guy, very likable, charming. You just have to love him. But he works behind the scenes. So a lot of the stuff that he does is behind the scenes. So we might not really understand who Joe Biden is because of the way his astrological makeup is. Also, some of the challenges that he has is if you look at his chart, he's got so many squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he's got 4 or 5 squares, and he's got 5, 6, 7. He's got like 7 squares, which are challenges and always having to work through conflicts. And he also has a lot of oppositions, tug of wars. So that's a lot of his life. A lot, he didn't come into this world with a easygoing, daddy's going to give me everything and take care of him and silver spoon in his mouth. He has a lot of challenges. So that's one of the things. And also, I see right away, he's got challenges with learning and the education, and maybe with his brothers and sisters. So I don't know if any of this is true. I didn't go into that depth. I'm just telling you astrologically, if he was sitting here in front of me, what I would be looking at. The other thing that I noticed straight off the bat, which is very interesting, is another weakness, is he's got Pisces and Virgo intercepted. So what does that mean? It's also in the 3rd and 9th house. So there's problems with communication and or education. That's a double thing. And also, let's see now, also with material reality and imagination and faith, maybe discriminating, maybe would believe if he was guided and advised, he would take it at face value. So that's a lot. One of his major differences there is that not everybody has intercepted planet signs. So the signs are Virgo and Pisces, as I said. So he's going to be weak in the spiritual side, in the imaginary side, the artistic side, the musical side, and kind of weak with the little details and the analytical. Like, probably wouldn't choose a profession of bookkeeping. That would not be a good fit. So that's the weakness. And the strengths that I see here is that he has a lot of good energy with the Cancer, home, nurturing, family, and also he is very lucky in the home and with his family. Sorry about that. And he also has a lot of luck in general with his dealings with the unknowns and the Scorpio stuff, other people's money. So, you know, if I was to say, you know, could he raise a lot of money for a campaign? Oh yeah, super lucky in that respect. And because the Sun and Venus is together, he can make money very easily. He comes up with these ideas and he can make it happen because of Jupiter. And also he has let's see, now he has no planets in the first house, and he has no planets in the house of career, but that just shows you that there's no major emphasis. So the other thing we want to look at is his moon. Hi Denise. His moon is in Taurus, which means emotionally he's a stable person. He likes the finer things in life. That's earth, you know, for his emotions. He likes to feel grounded, and in order for him to calm his emotions down, you know, taking a walk on the sand, being involved with gardening, that would be good for him. So that's the moon, very important. The third most important thing that I look at is his ascendant, which is Sagittarius. Now that's a fire sign. So that means he appears to be, because the first house is his mask. So he appears to be energetic. He appears to be passionate and taking the initiative. So a go-getter. All right. So those are the major things that I saw. Now, the other thing that I saw, that he has lots of water, a ton of water in his makeup. What does that mean? He's super, super sensitive. So, not that sensitivity is a weakness, but he's probably very intuitive as well. You know, someone with this much water has to be very intuitive. Very little fire, so he's not going to be all up in your face and say inappropriate things without thinking. And little air, which he's not all in his head and analyzing and on the higher intellectual realm, as far as, you know, just spewing off facts. He's always got that sensitivity going. And he has a little earth, which means he's not very grounded. So his major thing is about feeling and sensitivity. Anything that has to do with the five senses. And plus the moon in Taurus, that's highlighted again, the five senses. So that's what I see with Joe Biden. And, you know, when you look at Joe Biden on his chart, he's a hard worker. You know, he has to do a lot to make things happen. And if you believe in past life, you know, and us choosing our astrology chart, he chose to work hard in this life and to make things happen. I also see that with his family, he had some challenges with the family, and you know, we all know about his son and all that, because he has Chiron right next to his purpose, his north node. So there's a lot of healing going on, and wounded warrior, that's what Chiron is. So so that's all that I have about Biden. So I could bring you guys on camera, but we will skip that. The other thing that I want to talk about now, the other person, of course, is Donald Trump, the president. And, you know, he's a very interesting character, too. Let's start with his son. His son is in the 10th house and in Gemini. So, 10th house rules career. So he shines in his career. And Gemini has to do with communication, and teaching, anything in the realm of communication. But the sun is opposing his south node, what he already knows and came into this world with, which is Sagittarius, and his moon is in Sagittarius. So there's this tug of war between his emotions, which are very fiery because of Sagittarius. And we all probably have seen this on camera because he speaks abruptly, and it comes across very abrasive, and it could burn, it could singe people, and we've seen that. The other thing that I see off the bat is he's extremely lucky because he has his part of fortune straight connected to, with a very nice angle of a flow, and a little bit of adjustment with Pluto. But the main thing is he's getting all this communication in Cancer, which could also mean real estate. He's done very well in real estate. But you got Pluto, which is in conjunct, which is like always adjusting. It's another, hi Claire, how you doing? Nice to see you here. But Pluto in conjunct Pisces, part of fortune. Hey Timmy, nice to see you too. So this part of fortune is the place where you get the most joy. And so Trump gets a lot of joy with his nurturing, communication. He's really good at it. It's in the 11th house, where that's organizations and community efforts. However, with Pluto, it's always an ending, like an atomic bomb. So something starts and then it finishes. It's not something that he develops and then he sustains it. So Pluto seems to take things away from him, but he's always lucky and bounces back. So that's why I guess he's gone bankrupt a few times, or I don't know how many times, but it is in his chart here. So the other thing I have in my notes is that Saturn and Venus in Cancer, which he loves, and he's very responsible in real estate. So that's kind of interesting because that's where he made a lot of money, and he had a great vision. That great vision is quintile with real estate projects with Neptune. That's the imagination. So he does have leadership qualities. He's very adaptable, and he is very lucky. And he doesn't have very many challenges like Joe Biden. Joe Biden had so many squares. He's a hard worker. This guy, he kind of is a lucky guy. He has all these trines and all these sextiles, which are opportunities. So that's what I see. He has lots of energy. He only has one square and 8 trines and opportunities and flow. Now, here's some of the problems that he has. Too little water. He's not very sensitive. You could tell. He goes straight with the logic, the facts, nothing but the facts, and he doesn't filter in, how are people going to feel when you give him this information? He comes across wrong, abruptly, and he's got too much fire. He's just, all enthusiasm and all information and facts, and there's very little sensitivity, and guess what? No earth. So he could really, get a lesson in grounding and just, taking in some of Mother Earth's energy. That's a major weakness, not enough earth. But is he smart enough to do the job? Yeah. But, I'm just looking at the weaknesses and the strengths. Also, he's got some challenges with communication and with his first house, Neptune. He is a visionary, but he doesn't know when to stop. You know, it's just a constant, like, conflict, because what he imagines is what he feels like, oh, well, you know, everybody's going to think the same way that he does. Not necessarily true. And he also has some challenges with his personality, sun, and his actions with the North Node. So, and that has to do with his career. So he's also got Uranus in the 10th house, which has to do with unexpectedness, abruptness. You know, he could be taken the wrong way. Kind of like the mad professor, like, what is he talking about? Just not very polished, you could say. So that's what I see here. Just a lot of fire and a lot of tugs of war, but not very many challenges. And but he does use on a good note. So sorry for the interruptions, you guys. Well, hi, Jessica. Nice to see you too. I hope that by looking at these charts, people understand that we're dealing with two human beings. And the other thing is that basically, oh yeah, and Donald Trump's moon is in Sagittarius, if I didn't already say that, in the 4th house. And the moon is the ruler of the 4th house. So it's very strong, and that's what comes natural for him. And, you know, it's no wonder that he's in real estate. But the thing is, his home life and the stuff, you know, emotional stability, the outdoors, there's always a little bit of a tug of war. And he's may also be a bit of a gambler when it comes to emotions and things like that. So it's funny how both Joe Biden has Sagittarius on the ascendant and Donald Trump has his moon in Sagittarius in the 4th house. So that's a similarity, you know, fire in a very prominent position. All right. And the other thing is that we have the career of it with Donald Trump and his challenges with how he speaks. You know, even though he may be really smart, he could be a little abrasive. But Joe Biden has some challenges too when it comes to communication and education. So that's basically what I see in the astrological charts. Next week, I'm going to look at how their charts relate to the election day. And then the week after that, I'm going to look at election day and what that's going to mean to all of us, and what planets are lined up, and how we're going to move forward on this very, very eventful day. So again, I thank you for sharing this time with me. I know our time is very important, and I try to keep it within 30 minutes. If you have any astrological questions for me, you know how to reach me. You could do it in Messenger, Facebook, that is. You could also email me at ev@holistichealingastrology.com. Check out my website, and I'm working on more content that I post on the website, on Facebook, and my YouTube channel. So I thank you all, and have a good rest of the week. See you next week, same time, same place, 4:30, and I appreciate you. Bye.